I've always admired the power of flag football, the fastest growing sport in the world, and how it connects fans of all ages. And I want to help continue the global movement and momentum that our game is having. So I'm very excited to announce that I'm coming out of retirement and teaming up with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, Fanatics, OBB Media, and my friends at Fox Sports to launch the Fanatics Flag Football Classic, which will bring American football to the Middle East on March 21st, 2026 at Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, as part of Riyadh season.
The sports washing is on full display. But to go further on Tom Brady, there's a huge conflict of interest that is taking place right before our eyes. So let's set the scene. In May of 2022, Tom Brady inked his deal with Fox Sports for 10 years, $375 million. As we know, Fox Sports, owned by Fox News Corp, and that is, of course, Rupert Murdoch. In May of 2023, Tom Brady would buy a stake for Mark Davis's WNBA team, the Las Vegas Aces. Then, in October of 2024, Brady and his finance partner, Tom Wagner, would buy a stake in the Las Vegas Raiders. It's a 10% stake, so they split it 5% each. The Raiders also owned by Mark Davis. Now, some may be thinking, an owner, a broadcaster, there's a lot here. How can that fly exactly? Well, the NFL would establish the so-called Brady rules. He wasn't allowed to visit other teams' practice facilities, attend meetings, or take part in Fox's pre-game meetings with players and coaches, a policy that was put in place because the Kansas City Chiefs owner, Clark Hunt, along with other owners, would voice their concerns about Brady having access to inside information that would be the Raiders' opponents on any given game day, which is the right call, to be very clear. When he called the Super Bowl for Fox, those rules would be relaxed and he was allowed to take part in production meetings. That would lead to this season's change as well, where the National Football League allowed Brady into those meetings further. He still cannot visit other teams' practice facilities. All that would lead to the spectacle that we saw on Monday night. When the Raiders played the Los Angeles Chargers, Tom Brady was seen in the Raiders' coaching booth. This is very odd. It's very, very odd. To be clear, as a broadcaster, he gets access to other teams as players and coaches that other owners do not have. This has raised concerns about that conflict of interest. Then couple that with what Peter Schrager said during the broadcast.
Brady really had an involvement with this team. We hear so much about Brady as the owner. Chip Kelly told us that he talks to Brady 2 to 3 times a week. They go through film, they go through the game plan, and Brady is a luxury for the coaches. Who else is an owner who's actually been there?
And James Palmer would reiterate, tweeting, Tom Brady meets with Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator of the Raiders, 2 to 3 times a week to go over film and go through the game plan. And every weekend, Brady is calling a game for Fox, gathering as much intel as possible from players and coaches from both teams that he is broadcasting on to be at his best. ESPN's Mark Spears, a.k.a. Swagoo, also saw it for what it is.
Hate it. It's abhorrent for me, for his job. I love it for his team. You 5% owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Sit wherever the hell you want to sit at the game. If you want to be on the sideline with a headset on, go be on the sideline with a headset.
The Colts owner is.
This should not happen with him being a commentator of NFL football games. It actually questions the integrity of the NFL. Now, teams have to be smart and not divulge information when he's on a call, because at some point, the Raiders are going to play the teams that he's sitting in on these meetings. And I don't know if anybody knows, and you know this, there's information shared when you have these pre-production meetings for games. There's plans that coaches have. There's guys that they tell you to be on the lookout for how we'll use them. So I hate it from that standpoint, which is why the league tried to implement things prior to this becoming an issue with Tom Brady being part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Stephen A., so Jerry Jones go sit in on a Giants meeting because he about to call a game. Y'all good with it?
No.
So why are we? What's the difference?
Listen.
Now, Pete Carroll, the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, would refute these reports to the media.
That's not accurate. That's not accurate. That's not accurate. We have conversations. I talk to Tom. She talks to Tom regularly. And we have a tremendous asset. And so, we all get along well. We respect each other. And so we just talk, about life and football and whatever it comes. And he has great insight. So we're lucky to have him as an owner.
You guys all set?
So, of course, take that as you will.
Next week, this coming week, Tom Brady is scheduled to do the game between the Cowboys and the Bears.
Right.
The following week, the Bears play the Raiders.
Yeah.
So he is, in theory, going to be talking to the Bears coaches this week, asking whatever it is he asks. They'll tell him whatever it is they tell him. And then the following week, they're playing the team of which he is the part owner. That's why people, I think, are making a big deal of this.
Yeah, and I don't think it matters whether there's, I understand what J-Mac was saying, that there's not a lot of information and coaches are guarded, but sometimes the players aren't as guarded. I don't think it matters whether they're guarded or not. The thing is, you do not want the perception, the opportunity for any impropriety. And if you are going to take this risk, I would think that you would take this risk because the benefit was so great. In that case, it doesn't seem to line up necessarily that he's either such a great owner that he can't walk away from that, or such a great broadcaster that he has to also be an owner, or they just let him show up and talk and do the games. I would be upset or uncomfortable if I were a player on it.
More from ESPN. Coach Pete Carroll and first-time GM John Spytek, who was in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' front office when Brady won a Super Bowl, have consulted with Tom on roster decisions during the offseason. The GM told the four-letter network that Brady's voice has been invaluable. Take that for what you will as well.
You get to glean things, especially Tom Brady with 22, 23 years of experience. He's going to pick up on stuff if he gets to watch practice. And now Tom gets to go into the booth and sit right behind Chip Kelly and basically just info dump whatever he got from the Chargers.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to matter, if it's going to mean it, but it felt a little unfair to me.
The thing is, Tom Brady has not mastered the color analyst job either. If he was amazing at being a color analyst, I would think maybe I could let this go, but he's just average. He needs to work at that harder. He's completely generic as a broadcaster.
Tom Brady might actually be only doing the broadcasting just to glean a 1% advantage for the Raiders. These guys are so competitive, man. I don't know if the broadcasting is just a head fake so that he can go all over the league, including big teams in the AFC, and get intel and knowledge to bring back to the Raiders. Dude's
right.
insane.
It's not the $37 million a year. It's the 1% increase for a team that, by the way, he will abandon the second something prettier comes along because he's Tom Brady.
I know,
he will dump this Raiders like he dumped 3 ex-model girlfriends.
Mike Florio would write this, and I think this is very good. It underscores the existence of an obvious conflict of interest. Just yesterday, Brady worked the Eagles-Chiefs game where he had an opportunity to pick up much more intel about the Raiders as AFC West division rivals, than any advanced scout could ever muster. Do we really think that Tom Brady will share nothing that he learned from the Chiefs' defense or offense during his $37.5 million per year day job before the Raiders faced the Chiefs in Week 7? See, this is the point that everyone needs to really and truly understand, and just how dire it feels that the National Football League is doing practically nothing to prevent themselves from not only engaging but enabling in this conflict of interest, because that's the essence. He has a duty to the broadcaster, Fox, to perform the best possible game broadcast possible. He has a duty to the Raiders to help them win as many games as possible. And the league is letting him do it. To add on, Brady will be calling the Bears Cowboys, as Mike Greenberg stated, in Chicago, and then the Bears go on the road to face Tom Brady's Raiders. So Barry would sarcastically tweet, "Are you implying that Tom Brady might be a cheater? Thankfully, he was never involved in any cheating scandals as a player." I think the point stands that this is diabolical and it just shouldn't be allowed. It's the quickest and easiest fix, okay? And here's how you do it. Somehow they broker a deal where Tom Brady does not broadcast games anymore, and he continues to serve as owner, partial minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Simple.